When it arrives closest to the sun, the Earth would be on the opposite side, and we won't be able to observe it. But that's exactly the time when it could do a maneuver to slow down and visit us. And one wonders whether this trajectory was designed by some extraterrestrial intelligence.
130,000 miles per hour. That's how fast the interstellar object 3I Atlas is screaming through our solar system. But its speed isn't the scariest part. The object is leaving a trail of pure metallic dust, something scientists thought was impossible in nature. This discovery has prompted a serious warning from Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, a man famous for not being afraid to challenge the mainstream. He's looking at the data, the strange metals, the impossible orbit, the precise planetary flybys, and he's suggesting we need to pay very close attention. This object is not what it seems, and the truth is stranger than you can imagine. A trail of impossible metal. On July 1, 2025, a survey team in Chile pointed their telescopes toward the heavens and found something that would change everything. It was the third confirmed interstellar object ever detected, named 3I Atlas. But this was no ordinary comet or asteroid. You see, this thing was moving at a blistering 130,000 miles per hour, a speed so immense it could only have come from the vast, dark emptiness between the stars. Many people are crazy about space discoveries, but this one was different from the start. The initial observations were strange, but as the days turned into weeks, the data coming back became downright baffling, even alarming. The thing nobody tells you about objects from other star systems is that they are supposed to be messengers, carrying clues about their home. But the message 3I Atlas was sending was one that scientists couldn't quite decipher, and it was making them very uneasy. The first major red flag was the object's tail. Comets, as they approach the sun, heat up and release gas and dust, creating a visible tail. Atlas had a tail, but what was in it was shocking. Spectrometers revealed it was shedding approximately 10 pounds of pure nickel every single second. Now, for the average person, that might not sound too weird, but in the world of astrophysics, it's a complete game changer. In space, nickel and iron are almost always found together like cosmic brothers. They're forged in the heart of dying stars and blasted across the universe as one. Finding pure nickel without a trace of iron is like finding a forest with trees that have no roots. On Earth, the only way we get pure nickel is through a complex, high-temperature industrial process called smelting. To find it happening naturally on a comet was unheard of. It suggested that either our understanding of cosmic chemistry was completely wrong or this object wasn't natural at all. This is where Dr. Avi Loeb, the renowned and often controversial astrophysicist from Harvard University, stepped in. He looked at the data and issued a bold public warning. We needed to consider the possibility that 3I Atlas was a piece of extraterrestrial technology. But the impossible metals were only the beginning. The gas signature of the object was just as strange. Typical comets from our own solar system are like dirty snowballs, mostly water ice with a little bit of carbon dioxide mixed in, usually around 4%. 3I Atlas flipped that recipe completely on its head. It was spewing out 8 parts carbon dioxide for every 1 part water. This bizarre ratio pointed to an origin in a place incredibly different from our own cosmic neighborhood. But then came the orbit, and that's where the mystery deepened into something that felt less like a coincidence and more like a plan. The object was on a path that would take it on a grand tour of our solar system, making precise flybys of Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. Avi Loeb did the math, calculating the odds of a random interstellar object charting such a perfect course to observe 3 of our planets in a single visit. The probability was a staggering 0.005%. It was, for all intents and purposes, a statistical impossibility. It was traveling on the same flat plane as our planets, tilted only 5 degrees, but moving backward in what's called a retrograde orbit. This path, Loeb noted, was the single most efficient way a probe could observe our system. And here's where a shiver goes down your spine. Its closest approach to the Sun, a point called perihelion where it would be most active and easiest to study, is scheduled to happen on the far side of the Sun from Earth, hiding it from our best telescopes at its most critical moment. This wasn't just a random rock. This was something else. What that something else could be is a question that now haunts the halls of astronomy. From Oumuamua to Atlas. To understand the gravity of the warning about 3I Atlas, you have to understand the man who made it, Avi Loeb. This isn't some fringe conspiracy theorist. This is a professor from Harvard University, a place not exactly known for wild, unsupported claims. Loeb has been a central figure in astrophysics for decades, but he became a global name in 2017. That was the year the first interstellar object, a bizarre cigar-shaped anomaly named Oumuamua, tumbled through our solar system. Just like Atlas, Oumuamua was weird. It was shaped like nothing we'd ever seen, and most confusingly, it was accelerating away from the Sun without any visible tail or outgassing. It was pushing itself forward with an unseen force. While the scientific community scrambled for natural explanations, no matter how unlikely, Avi Loeb put forward a hypothesis that was as simple as it was explosive. He suggested Oumuamua could be a solar sail, a thin, light-driven craft from another civilization. The backlash was immediate and intense. The scientific establishment, a world built on caution and skepticism, largely dismissed his idea. He was criticized, even ridiculed by some of his peers. But not all things are what they seem, and Loeb's argument was based on a simple principle. When all natural explanations fail, you must start considering the unnatural. He argued that science was becoming too conservative, too afraid of the profound implications of finding life beyond Earth. He wasn't saying Oumuamua was definitely aliens, but he was saying it was a possibility that deserved to be investigated, not dismissed out of hand. This established him as a maverick, a brilliant mind willing to risk his reputation to follow the data wherever it led, no matter how uncomfortable the destination. His stance created a clear dividing line in the astronomical community. Many people are crazy about the search for aliens, but for a scientist of his stature to entertain the idea so publicly was a massive deal. Now, fast forward to 2025 and the arrival of 3I Atlas. Suddenly, Loeb's controversial ideas didn't seem so outlandish. The appearance of a second, even stranger interstellar object in less than a decade was a statistical bombshell. The odds of two such unique and anomalous visitors arriving in such a short span of time were, to put it mildly, mind-bogglingly small. It suggested a pattern, not a fluke. For Loeb, Atlas was a vindication. It was another data point that didn't fit the established models. The pure nickel shedding from Atlas was, in his view, an even stronger indicator of an artificial origin than Oumuamua's strange acceleration. He pointed out that separating nickel from iron is an industrial process, an act of intelligence. Nature mixes them. Technology separates them. Loeb's warning about Atlas is not just about a single object. It's a continuation of his broader argument that we are not taking the search for extraterrestrial intelligence seriously enough. He founded the Galileo Project, a private initiative dedicated to systematically searching for physical evidence of alien technology, or technosignatures. His goal is to move the search from the realm of sci-fi speculation to rigorous, data-driven science. With Atlas, he sees a golden opportunity. Here is an object right here in our own solar system exhibiting multiple signs of being artificial. His warning is a plea to his fellow scientists and to the world: look at this thing. Point every telescope we have at it. Study it. Don't let our preconceived notions and fear of ridicule cause us to miss what could be the single most important discovery in human history. He is the scholar sounding the alarm while everyone else is trying to find a way to silence it. The question he forces us to ask is a difficult one. Which is more arrogant? To believe we might be seeing evidence of another intelligence, or to assume, despite all the strangeness, that it must be just another rock? Theories that keep scientists awake. So if we entertain Avi Loeb's warning, if we accept for a moment that 3I Atlas isn't just a comet, then what is it? The theories range from the hopeful to the deeply unsettling, each one sounding like it was ripped from the pages of a science fiction novel. But the thing nobody tells you is that these aren't just wild guesses. Each theory is an attempt to logically explain the bizarre set of facts Atlas is presenting. The most straightforward idea is that the object is simply cosmic garbage. Think about it. Our own space program has left junk all over the solar system, discarded rocket stages, old satellites, fuel tanks. An advanced, spacefaring civilization would likely do the same on a much grander scale. Atlas could be a discarded fuel tank made of refined nickel, or a piece of shrapnel from a destroyed alien megastructure tumbling through the void for millions of years. A more exciting possibility is that Atlas is a probe, a message in a bottle sent deliberately. Its perfect trajectory to observe our planet supports this idea. But what kind of message? Some scientists speculate that the information isn't written on the object, but is the object. The pure nickel, the strange gas ratios. These could be an elemental message, a sort of cosmic calling card that says we can manipulate matter on an atomic level. By showing us a material that nature doesn't make, they are showing us their technological capability. It's a way of communicating that requires no shared language, only a shared understanding of physics and chemistry. It's a subtle but brilliant way to announce your presence to any budding scientific civilization you might encounter. Then the theories get even more exotic. One idea that has been around for decades is the concept of a von Neumann probe. Named after the brilliant mathematician John von Neumann, this is a self-replicating robotic probe. Its mission is to travel to a new star system, find raw materials like asteroids, and build perfect copies of itself. These copies then launch to other star systems, and the process repeats. It's an exponential way to explore the entire galaxy. If Atlas were a von Neumann probe, its strange composition might be the raw building blocks it carries, and its tour of our system could be a search for a good place to set up a cosmic factory. A related and perhaps more poetic idea is that it could be a celestial seeder. This would be an automated biological laboratory, a Noah's Ark designed to spread the seeds of life to barren worlds or to terraform promising planets. But not all the theories are so benign. The most chilling possibility is that 3I Atlas is a test, or worse, a cosmic lure. Its highly unusual nature seems almost designed to be noticed. It's so strange that it forces a species like ours to pay attention, to point our telescopes at it, to broadcast our presence by studying it. In this scenario, the probe isn't here to survey our planets. It's here to survey us. It's a test of our intelligence. Are we smart enough to notice it? And what do we do when we find it? This theory suggests we are being watched by an intelligence that is not just advanced, but patient and methodical. It's a deeply unnerving thought suggesting that we are not the ones making first contact. Contact has already been made, and we are simply the last ones to realize it. Let's bring this all back down to Earth. For the average person watching the news, hearing about a strange object billions of miles away can feel abstract, like a story that doesn't really affect daily life. But if Avi Loeb is right, even partially right, this isn't just a science story. It's a human story. It's the biggest one ever told. The thing is, for our entire existence, we have operated under the assumption that we are alone. The confirmation that we are not alone, that there is other intelligence out there, would shatter that foundation completely. It's a discovery that would recontextualize what it means to be human. What do you think this object is? Are we on the verge of a new era for humanity? Let us know your theories in the comments below. Like this video if it made you think, and subscribe for more deep dives into the universe's greatest mysteries. Is ignorance truly bliss, or is it the most dangerous state of all?